I don't know, man. I feel like holistically, it's telling like a bigger story, bro. And it truly is. It's like these are for the day one J. Cole fans for sure. Like this isn't for mainstream media. This isn't for mainstream
Yeah.
consumption. This is for genuinely like if you know me and you watched and you heard the come up and the sideline story
Yeah.
and Friday Night Lights, like you
Born
know,
Center.
you know what
The
I'm
yeah,
saying?
like the
Born Center, like
Yeah.
you know where
some
I'm
of the
coming from with
records.
this.
Yes, even some of the records, like like when you say for the day ones, like not for mainstream is what stood out to me that you said. Like listening to the album and some of the songs, just like, oh wow, you're no longer under contractual obligation to fulfill whatever like
You don't
niche
have to
for the
give me a
mainstream.
club banger. You don't have to
Yeah,
give
so
me.
like it felt like he was completely free to do whatever and however his spirit wanted him to like, make, So that's what I got from it as well.
And
Yeah, nah.
still made a few, you know what I'm saying, few records for a few different events.
Yeah, I mean, and you know what else I think goes into making the album stand the test of times is just like the maybe the new fans that he's maybe gaining through this, if like been living under like in darkness for so long that you're just not hearing
Mhm.
about J. Cole. But like we hadn't even just talked about like the marketing campaign of like pulling up, pulling up on fans, taking fans in this old whip from back in the day, riding around listening to
I
me
think
like.
it. I think it adds to the nostalgia factor. I think it disarms people from number one, just from a security standpoint in regards to robbing him per se or just harming him. Right, having to go and flow around like with a heat full of security. I'm gonna draw an example to that, and I'm gonna take it home. Look how presidential Drake rolls around in regards to security, in regards to his safety
Yeah.
and well being, and look how much freedom J. Cole has. Right, like I think it's very telling in regards to how they rap, what they rap about, the essence of what they rap about, and
What you
who they
living for real.
and genuinely what they're living for and what
Yeah.
they're trying to be, and it's
Yeah.
very clear, right? Like, and I ain't even going. And if it sounds like a jab, hey, I ain't even telling the motherfucker
Put
read
your
between the
guard up.
lines. But it's just like it's so real. It's so like it's so glaringly obvious, and I feel like that was like the first example that popped up into my head. Like they live in two different, completely different lives, and like one could argue like one is genuine and one has a solid foundation, and one is gonna stand the test of time, and one is like seemingly crumbling right before our eyes. And maybe Kendrick, and again, which, and I didn't even want to bring this up, and I don't even want to say it, but like it brings the Kendrick and the Drake situation to a different head because if Kendrick gets to start sounding like a prophet, I would hate to with the state of how our world is being disseminated with information in regards to Epstein files and stuff like that and things of that nature, bro. If any of the stuff that Kendrick was talking about remotely starts to come true, J. Cole will have first off, J. Cole, it will have made him look like a prophet as well for seeing into the future and seeing and recognizing immediately in the moment, like this is a profound moment, not only in hip hop, but just in modern history with the way the world is going. Number one, and then number two, like, bro, just on the other side of it in general, like the ramifications of the other one kind of floating into a irrelevancy and Kendrick looking like a prophet, like, buddy, the stuff you talking about ain't gonna last long and it's gonna age out and die fast. You were better off what you was doing earlier with the melodics. I like singing Drake. I like melodic Drake. I don't like tough Drake. I don't like Drake that tries to stay number one. But anyway, I'm
So
rambling at this point.
I see your Drake point. I see your Drake point. I like to raise you that this ain't a Cole fucking with Kendrick and we go at Drake. This is clearly
Right.
a Cole fuck you Drake and fuck you Kendrick
Yeah,
for the
this is a
rest of
Cole.
life. And
Yeah.
keep up with me. And please try to keep up with me. This was clearly that for me.
Okay.
This ain't no buddy thing. This is a fuck both of y'all niggas keep up. That's what I'm like. Ain't like and for me, I got like kind of a cynical brain, especially with this beef shit.
Yeah,
And
no
so
more
I'm listening
features
to
no
it with
more.
an
But if
ear.
you notice, none of them
I'm
niggas,
listening to it with an ear for
none of
him
them
to be
niggas
talking
hop
about
on any.
Kendrick in some of these songs,
Well,
or him to
not.
be talking about Drake in some of these
Well,
songs.
none of them
And I'm
niggas hop
like,
on each other's songs anymore. Well, obviously, you won't see another Drake and Kendrick feature ever again in life. But in regards to
well,
Drake,
I don't know because then Cole get with Future, and I'm like, what is that dynamic now? It's seven
yeah, it's,
o'clock on the dot.
yeah,
I'm in
it
the
would
drop
expose.
top.
It
Who's
would.
in the streets that I
It
grew up
it
in?
would expose something that I think Cole is talking about on the album, and that's a lot of fake ass frail masculinity disguised as gangster shit and tattoos and teardrops and tattoos in your face, wrapped in really insecurity and
It's
fear.
the perfect response to a goalpost move, is what I feel like. I feel like if somebody moves the
Okay,
goalpost and you got to
okay.
respond, this is the perfect way to do it.
Mhm.
I think I think maybe also too, and I know we're like drawing this out, but also too, as time progresses, I think Cole will be championed. Maybe this could just be me being like a J. Cole stan, but like I still feel like as time progresses, Cole, with everything you said, is a will be champion for not succumbing to the peer pressure of appeasing the crowd and going against his spirit of knowing this wasn't really like no slap box friendly fade. You know what I'm saying? But
This shit was going for the jugular. This was trying to end a career. This was trying to end a reign of relevancy. This was the beginning of an end. And I really believe that J. Cole got out of the way of this right in time because he didn't want to be right in the middle of essentially what was career wise a Biggie and Tupac
Activity.
situation.
Yeah, boy.
Because although, albeit, both parties walked away physically, one could argue that while Kendrick is still winning Grammys and stuff, bro, Drake hasn't really popped back outside. Maybe like to a Raptors game or two. But like again, that music ain't
mm,
hitting the same.
the
And
last
and, I,
I've
and, I,
heard
and
of
this ain't coming.
Drake,
And this ain't coming from a nigga who hating on Drake. Like this is, I like Drake music. Like I grew up, eighth grade finding out Ransom featuring Lil Wayne on MySpace. Like I'm one of them. Like I'm from way back,
the
way
last
back.
the
Even
last we
comeback season,
heard the
I mess
last
with
we
Drake.
heard of Drake was him betting on the Patriots. That's the last I've heard of Drake. So,
Yeah, and just that stupid shit. Like you being so unplugged to sports, like not knowing what kind of defense Seattle got. Like anybody with a brain,
it makes
like
you think about him being on that lawsuit
So
with
y'all haven't
State.
so
it just
y'all
make
haven't
you think
seen these
about
little
him being
snippets
a
that he
mind
been dropping?
control puppet on trying to get the public to bet on the Patriots because I saw a lot of streamers of a certain. I don't
So
even
what
want
y'all
to get
haven't
us
seen the
canceled.
snippets that he put out? The snippets that he been putting out?
What you mean the snippets of like?
Drake been putting out like little marketing snippets, like kind of like a build up to the album. I'm guessing.
No, I personally haven't seen that at
I'm just
all.
asking if y'all
I hadn't
ever
seen it
seen
at
those.
all. I hadn't
Okay.
seen it at all.
The doors of the pod are open.